I have made it to Africa. I am in Africa. I am in my apartment. I have a beach view. You can see the beach. You can see it. Wait, where is it? Right, you can see the beach is right there. It's the 3-minute walk. I haven't made a video in months. You know, my sister video doesn't count. I know I'm looking rough, but it's also bright. I haven't been outside really today. But I wanted to come on in here and just kind of just be raw, unfiltered, just get right into it. Because, you know, I feel like everything has to be a production. That's another thing. I think, you know, why I've never gotten big is because everything needs to be a production. It needs to have an intro, it needs to have this, you know, the content needs to be, look away. Nobody wants to just sit and listen to some guy talk. They'll listen to somebody talk if it's production value. There needs to be production value. And I think that takes away from the charm, the grit, the gram, you know? If you can see somebody's real. Somebody's real. So anyway, let's get into it, you know. So I moved to Africa, you know, and it's just like everything has come full circle. You know, I'm gonna talk about myself and hopefully you can put yourself into what I'm saying. But always knew. I've never had anyone in my life truly wish the best for me. Truly from the bottom of their heart want the best and wish me well, you know? And if I have, they were never a friend. They were never a family member. They were somebody that was a passerby. And I don't know what that says. I don't know what that message means. You know, anybody who's ever helped me in my life was never a friend, never a family member. They never had anything to gain. Because, you know, family and friends, they say they want you to succeed. They say they want you to, you know, do all these things. And then when you do those things, when I started traveling, when I moved to Africa, all the truth came out, you know. Everybody was like, oh, I didn't think you'd do it. You know, you always talk, I never think you'd do it. I can't believe you're the person you are now. It's like, what's that supposed to mean? You know, all my family didn't want me to go because they wanted, there's stability here. It should just say you don't want me to go because that's something, it was all covered in hate. It was all subliminal sneak disses. You know, nobody wanted me to succeed. And it's just like, you know, as you get older, it's, you know, there's a part of me that lies. I lie a lot, you know. I said this year I'm going to stop lying, and guess what? I've been lying. And I've been forced to, and I'll get to that in a minute. I feel like I have no choice. And I'm like, I wonder if this is just a life I'm supposed to lead, you know. I feel like with certain people I'm honest, you know. Like, for example, you know, anyway, go back to the family thing. It's just like, man, you've never had anybody truly support you. So, like, I lie and say, oh, I don't bear any resentment or hatred or anything like that. But it's like, no, I do. I think I'm very angry. I think I'm angry not at the people. And that's the funny thing. I'm not even angry at the people. I think I'm angry at the essence, the spirit of it all. I'm like, oh my God, why did I choose this life? Because I know I chose it. I mean, people who don't think they chose their life, I don't even know how you could believe that. Why would you go through these things that you're going through? No one else is. You ask anybody, they have nothing. There's nothing behind their eyes. They have no spirit, they have no soul, they have nothing to them. There is nothing there. But then you talk to the real ones like me, and it's like, yo, why the fuck are you going through that stuff? Why are we going through this it's like a mental, emotional torture. People talk about, yo, I don't care what people say. Poverty isn't worse than emotional torture. It isn't. Because, and let me tell you why. Poverty isn't worse than emotional torture because when you live in poverty, you are in a constant state of survival, right? So everybody you're around is also in a constant state of survival. So they bond, they come together. They believe they are together. They believe it. But when you are like me, and whoever's watching this video, who understands there's more, who understands there's purpose, who understands there's something I have to find out. And then on the journey to find out what it is, you find out no one is helping you. You find out everyone's behind your back. Everyone. You can't trust a soul. You find out it's malicious. You find out how evil the world is, right? And you have to become so guarded. You have to become so jaded. You have to. Every movement is calculated. What would you rather? Honestly, what would you rather live? Well, honestly, be serious for a second. What life would you rather live? Would you rather live your life with family or be alone and unsafe all the time? I'm being so serious. What would you rather have? I'd rather have family and be poor. That's why I get so jaded. That's why I get so angry, because it's like, man, I would love to be home, PA, and have my fam and have my friends if it was real. But that's the problem. When you awaken, nothing's real. Nothing's real anymore. Everybody's fake. Every conversation is fake. I hate talking. I love talking to kids. And you know why I love being a teacher? You know why I love talking to kids? Because they actually have, sometimes, because what they say doesn't hold weight. I'm waiting for the cars to pass by. Every car is so fucking loud here. But when kids speak, nothing holds weight. There's no maliciousness. There's no agenda behind what a kid says. But when you talk to an adult, you can never listen. You can't trust anything they say. It could be something simple as, I have a dog. I don't trust you. You don't have a damn dog. You know what I mean? You never know with these people. Everything's a lie. Everything's a game. Everything is a game when you get older. Everything. Kids, no maliciousness, no, nothing. And kids are kids everywhere. I got this new teaching job, and they're rich-ass kids. I mean, every kid's a diplomat's son, a president's son. I'm dealing with the wealthiest of the wealthiest kids you could ever imagine. And get this, they're still kids. They're telling me about mermaids. They're telling me about, oh my God, they've seen them. All sorts of things. And I'm just like dying laughing. I told the one kid, I said, you got to stop being so honest. I had him drawing and doing metaphors. And he said, yo, you draw your head so big. He said, your head big as... I said, yo, stop being so honest. They're still funny. They're still so funny. They're still honest. It doesn't matter because of the essence of a kid, But with adults, you have to play the game. And it's just not fun. It gets tiring playing the game. And I just think about my life. I'm like, damn, man. And then I get to the point where, when you live this life for so long, because you play the game and you're playing these mental gymnastics, you're like, you can see, you can understand how situations go. And I unconsciously, like this year, I'm so trying not to play the game. I have been not trying to play the game. I literally showed up to school. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't do nothing. I went out of my way to not introduce myself. Nothing. I literally went out of my way to not do that. Normally, waiting for this truck. Normally, my neighbor right below me, he probably hears me right now. He is running around. I told him already. I said he's running around the school. He's making sure his presence is known everywhere. He's making sure everybody knows who he is. And that's what I used to do. I'm not doing that this year because, we do that because when you make yourself known and you're trying to present yourself in a way as that, like, look, I'm a trustworthy person. I'm safe, blah, 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 right? And what you do is you put yourself out there as a target, right? So what you do is I'm going to put myself out there, and if there's any tigers out there, they're going to jump on me because they think I'm weak prey. But what they don't realize is that you're a fucking lion. You're the king of the jungle because I'm going to walk through the jungle and any prey that attacks me, I'll kill it. I just have to find out where you are in these bushes, right? That's the mentality, right? He's doing that right now. What I've done? I haven't done anything. I've just sat in my room. I didn't introduce myself. I didn't do anything. And guess what's still happening? Third day, this first 2 weeks, just, oh, you should be a leader. You should take a new position. Everybody's like, everybody's talking to me. Oh, you're this person. You're a leader. And I'm like, I have no, it's like I can't even hide. I don't even have any choice but to lean into my personality and my vanity. And I was hoping I didn't have to. I was hoping to come to this country and only have to rely on my raw skill. But here, I'm still relying on my raw skill, but I'm going to have to rely on my personality and lie and blend in and fit in. And I'm like, oh my God. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. It's just so exhausting. Every conversation with somebody is just such a landmine. Like, oh my God, this person's dumb as fuck. I don't even know why I'm talking to them. Oh, this person has nothing to add. I'm telling you, I really think there's only there's 7 billion people in the world. I really only believe there's maybe five. I'll say 100. Actually, I'll say 100,000 of them are real people. Like they have souls, they have a spirit, they can speak. You talk to anybody, they're all just they're an idiot. There's nothing. They just talk about food, what's going on, that's it. They have nothing else. No, I just think about it. I'm like, man, imagine. That's why I said, going back to the conversation of poverty versus emotional torture. If you live in poverty and you have a small mindset, or I'm trying to think, I'm going blank on the term, just get to the next thing mindset. Of course, everybody around you think is your friend. You think they're your family. You think they're good for you. So I'd rather live in ignorance. What they say, ignorance is the truth, or what is it? I don't remember the quote. It's something. Ignorance is something. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. It's like I'm bitter. I'm bitter. And then it's like even if I were to find a woman, I don't even know. At this point, I'd fucking put her through the ringer. Honestly, I would. She wouldn't be able to handle it. And I haven't done that. I haven't done it, but I definitely would put her through the ringer. I don't know. I did that to my ex, but she wasn't for me anyway. She was still secretly against me as well. But I would put anybody through the ringer. If anybody's truly my friend, I'm putting them through the ringer. Because I don't trust you. It'll take me years to trust you. It would take me years. And then even then, I think, they're going to eventually do something. I don't believe in that person. I don't. I told my best friend the other day, I'm like, I don't think we're going to be friends. Because I always thought that. I always already thought that. Just the way life is going is just making it more. So I'm like, I'm not surprised. Unless, and that's the thing, I will be surprised if we're friends if he finds the strength in himself, It all depends on his strength. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like, do you give in? Do you go back to that old mindset? Once you awaken, you're always teetering the line between, should I just go back to that other life, that mindset of I don't want to know anymore. I just want to give up. I just want to just be happy and be content with regular, not this striving, emotional torture journey that you put yourself through, right? To find out why, right? Nobody wants to do it, but you will do it if you there's nothing in me that I can't give it up. I can't. I don't think I will rest until I just figured out what I'm doing, where I'm at, who I am. But other people are like, they get to a point where like, I can't do it anymore. It's too hard. I do too. I don't know. I have moments where I'm like, oh my God, this is too hard. I can't do it. I just need to take a break for the day. You know, just thinking. And then, but that's why I came here. I came here because I'm like, it's going to be 2 years. It's the slowest truck ever. It's going to be 2 years of isolation. 2 years of isolation. Maybe I get every thought out. I'll get every thought out. I'll be like Netero from Hunter x Hunter. Just like punching every day. Just punching until it takes me, I can do 1,000 punches in 2 hours or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on how strong you are. Listen, if people, and I think by me leaving, it allowed people to crumble, right? Like, for example, my friend said, like, think about it, like, as soon as he leaves, now it's like as soon as, like, I leave, right, my family, now everybody's probably going to go on drugs too, like, just his family. And then it's like, it's over. And with that realization, like my mom, like, I think she's just going to go down worse. My sister, my brother, my friends or family, like, he's gone. I can just fucking, because just me being around was a reminder enough, right? Enough of I have to compete with him. Like, people in my family, friends, they competed with me because they were like, oh, he's doing worse than me. And I know he's better than me, but he's doing worse than me right now, so I'm going to just keep being better. And then when I finally got better than everybody, even though I don't value or view it that way, immediately, didn't like me, couldn't stand me. Prime example, my 6th floor, my neighbor up top, I met him, I asked my coworker, I said, hey, can I get somebody who works at the school? I want to get to know them before I get to the Africa, right? I'm talking to him for 6 months. Immediately, get here, I knew he didn't like me. Knew it. I was like, I already knew this was going to happen. Like, living this life, I already know what's going to happen I don't know what's going to happen in my life, right? I don't know what's going to happen in my life. But as soon as a person meets me, I already know how it's going to end. I already know where the direction's going to go. And it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. I already know. As soon as somebody meets me, I can see it in their eyes. I can see it. I'm like, oh, this person. I remember I just told my neighbor below me. I was like, he's like, oh, I think you're safe, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, you're just acting. You're acting. You don't really like me. I said, in 4 or 5 months, you won't like me. Because because he's putting himself out there, right? I told him, he's putting himself out there. That's what I used to do. So he's looking for competition. He's looking for threats, right? But I'm not even participating in the game. And since I'm not participating in the game, that is the biggest threat, because he already knows that I understand it all. And since I'm not participating in the game, in 4 to 5 months, he's like, oh, I can find you safe because you're not playing. What he's saying is, you're safe because you're not playing the game. But then in 4 to 5 months, since I'm not playing the game, he's going to be like, oh, he's really not. Because they think I'm going to join in the game. A lot of this stuff I'm saying is not making sense to people. And unless you fucking are, you won't get it. You just don't get it. Eventually you will. But this is how real people with souls and spirits, this is how people think. Like, because I can talk to him, I can talk to my friend, I can talk to certain people, and they're like, oh my God, they fucking understand. But since I'm not playing the game, in 4 to 5 months, he's going to be like, oh my God, he never changed? I thought he was bullshitting to make me show something. Because he thinks that I'm going to wait for him to reveal something. And get this, I'm not. I'm really not playing the game. So when I'm not playing the game in 4 to 5 months, he's going to be like, oh, he's too strong. I can't beat him. Even though I'm still not competing. He's going to try to think he's beating me in something. And then in 4 to 5 months, he's like, oh my God, I can't beat this guy. I don't want to be his friend anymore because I thought he was going to play and beat me. He thinks I'm playing the long game. He thinks I'm playing the long game, and I'm not. I'm not even playing the game. I couldn't even be bothered if I tried. Because it goes down to, when you live this life and you've been alone for so long, when you are really alone, not lonely, there's a difference. I choose to be alone. I could get with it. Do you know? I'm just because people really are like, my coworkers are like, oh, why don't you get a girl? You don't think I can get a girl? You don't think I can? Come on now. As soon as I got here, I got like over 100 likes on Tinder. Like 100. You see it. But I don't want to be with just anybody. Why would I want to be with a bot? Why would I want to be with a girl that I could care less, and then I would turn into misogynistic and be like, shut up. Do this. Do that. I would be so misogynistic. I'd be awful. I'd rather be with somebody I respect and I value, you know? But that's the problem. People are with people who they don't really respect and value at the end of the day. They actually don't even truly want to listen to their opinions. That's why they're shocked when they hear them speak, when they actually say something and they're like, oh my God, my partner said something I actually value. It's because you don't even view them as a person. You just view them as an object to bide your time with. That's what people do. They just get with somebody, they get with a person, they can just buy their time, an object. They don't value them. I'd rather not do that. Nothing's worse, shout out Taylor. He just said that nothing's worse than being like, there's nothing worse than wishing you were alone rather than being alone. Because if you were wishing you were alone, then you have to break up with the person, go through that emotional torture, feel bad, hurting their parents, everything. The whole enmeshment, you feel so awful. Right? But just being alone is just like, okay, I'm alone. That's it. That's as simple as that. I don't have any weight. I don't have any guilt. I have nothing. But wishing you were alone, you have to go through a big process. And that sounds awful. That's why I would never want to be in a relationship unless I know I want to be with this person. And then I'd want her to break up with me because I don't want to be with anybody I know I want to break up with. This is a fire ass video. I'm only 21 minutes in. I'm fucking spitting. I'm going crazy. Yeah, like I said, just being on this journey alone, it's just tough. And especially being the person I am. Like, I'm going to be likable anywhere I go. People are going to like me. It's just like, I have no choice. I have no choice. I have no freedom. I have no freedom in my life. I have none. It's like I'm a victim to myself, Like, yes, I have freedom on, decisions where I go, but like, it's like when you get there to the environments, it's already laid out. It's like, all right, well, this is who you are, so this is the situations that you're gonna. It's like a rinse and repeat, Yeah, I just I'm thinking about everything here. It's like, man, did this pay off? I don't know if it paid off. It's like I'm in Africa with a beach view. I can walk to the beach in 3 minutes. Got some beach chairs, got the boardwalk, food on the beach. We'll see what happens in a couple of years after, I'm fucking locked in. I'm gonna be so locked in, it's gonna be insane. I'm gonna look at myself as a new person. I'm gonna die and come back. I'm literally gonna be Jesus. 33 is gonna be an insane year. We'll see. I'm going to compare this video to when I'm turning 33 and I'm going to be like, holy shit. Maybe I'll be more kind. Maybe I'll be less angry, less bitter. I don't know. But I feel like that bitterness, anger, it keeps me going. I feel like you need it. I don't believe in the hope. Hope is, what does he say? Hope is, what does Huey say? Hope is unrealistic or something like that. Hope is irrational, something like that. He said, holy shit, I shit my pants. Y'all remember that from Boondocks? He said, oh, that's funny as shit. Hope is irrational. Real shit though, it is. I want action, I want words, I want to feel your soul. You just saying shit. People just be saying shit. There's no weight behind their words. And that's the difference between, people and I, When I speak, they're like, oh fuck, I feel the weight. What he's saying, he's real, he's honest. He don't care if I'm judging. No, the weight is there. Punch you in your gut. But when they speak, it's like when other people speak, it's an idea of what they want to think and feel. It's how they want to feel and how they want to think. It's ideas that they haven't fully felt within their bodies, so they just regurgitate how they wish things. in their head could be and feel and things. But when I speak, I come from years of digesting my feelings and ideas and rationalizing everything, so that when I speak, it's very matter of fact. So when I speak, people get defensive because I speak very solid, and they speak with lofty, weightless ideals. And then I just speak bluntly, plainly. They're like, holy shit, I could feel that. It felt like an attack on me. And it's like, it's not an attack on you. This is where I am. This is what I felt. This is what I've digested. You haven't truly felt anything that you've gone through. You haven't truly felt the weight of anything you've done. And since you haven't, and you see me, and that's true strength. That's what strength is. Strength isn't you going to the gym. People, I want to go to the gym to get strong. Strong is, can you really digest everything you've gone through, process it, rationalize it 100 billion times, feel that weight of sadness, alone, despair, the emotional torture, and still be, come out resilient. That's strength. You're showing somebody that they can do it. You just, I'm thinking of all these things and blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. That's not strength. That's fake optimism, fake positivity. Nobody cares. And that's how I offend people, because they're like, oh, shit, that's real strength right there. This guy's strong. I'm not that strong. Oh, shit. I don't want to be around this guy. Because then I remind you, and that's what I said, I remind you of what you've been avoiding and ignoring. I offend you because you're like, man, this is stuff I've been putting on the back burner for so long. Yes. I've went through it. You're just going around it. Shout out Mac Miller. I hope you could put yourself in this video. I know I was talking my shit, but put yourself in it. And fucking stay strong. Stop being a bitch.